Dear Brian Chesky, this video is sort of a open letter from the Airbnb community. And it's in response to something you posted on Twitter not too long ago. You reached out asking for our feedback on what Airbnb could do better, ways to change the community and the platform. And one particular response, somebody mentioned host bans, how it is possible that a host can get their platform or their membership removed or their profile removed without a lot of transparency, without understanding necessarily why, or and because of not understanding why, not being able to defend themselves, to be able to provide the proper documentation to stay on the platform. And I'm asking for a friend that you review one of these very specific instances, because I think we found a perfect opportunity to do what it is that you want. In that response, you did say to that person that that's something that you don't want to have happen. You'd like to have transparency. You'd like to keep good hosts on the platform. And of course, that measure of prevention that you're exercising, you understand that there are imperfections in the system, especially at scale. And I can speak for 99% of the host community that we don't necessarily know what it's like to run such a big business and to have to use like automations and technology to try to do most of the legwork. But I can tell you that the host community is ever so subtly afraid of ever making a mistake, expressing themselves, because it has become more frequent that hosts are getting banned from the platform. And so in the body of this YouTube video, I've got a link. And of course, the link won't work right now, but there's an 8-digit listing code that I'd like to give you. The code is 31830477. So if you went airbnb.com/rooms/31830477, you would find a listing. And the host, her name is Alexandra Greenawalt. And she is, from my experience talking to plenty of hosts, we've been around a long time, she's probably the perfect example of what Airbnb was founded on, the type of host that you want for your platform. She doesn't have many listings. She's Superhost, or was, until she was removed. And she's the kind of host that would go above and beyond. She'd go grocery shopping for somebody as a favor. She'd bake them cookies and bring them cookies. This is the host that Airbnb was built on. And so I think that Alexandra's profile ban, and I'm not going to go into details because you can see all that stuff on the inside, her getting removed is one of these examples where your system let down a good host. I truly believe this. And I would like to plant a seed, like a waypoint for you to start here and maybe reverse engineer what is going wrong with the host bans on your platform. And I promise that this isn't going to become some sort of circus where I'm going to take other people who are like, I was wrongfully banned, I want you to make a video about it. This is going to be the only time that I bring it up, I promise. Because I believe that Alexandra, in this case, is the best example of, within my scope of vision, the best example of where a host can get removed who's a good host. And in the way that I'd like to advocate, I'd like to look at it like this way, or I'd like you to look at it this way. If you look at hosts over time, the years that they spend on the platform, right, their growth, the lower barrier to entry, where we can all start a business knowing nothing about a business, right? We just have to have a property and we can put it up. We can let somebody into our home, all we have to do is be good to them. And that was success back in the day. Well, things have become more like elegant, and there's a level of risk management that exists that didn't exist back in 2011. So as hosts grow and change, we discover what it takes to be a successful business owner and a successful service provider over time. And I do believe that if you track people like Alexandra or other hosts that have been removed, there's other examples I'm sure, you can see that they've grown and improved their business product over time. And you can see that they're capable of change where you guide them to change, and that they're not a risk to your community. They're not a risk to the greater host community or the guests. In Alexandra's case, you'll see that what she, I guess, might have done by accident was not out of malice or ill intent. She didn't harm anybody, or at least didn't intend to. And in this case, if you review documentation for situations like hers, you may find that there's an opportunity here to assess hosts that have been removed but have a tenure on Airbnb and aren't business professionals, right? Where they adapt to Airbnb as guided, and if they make a mistake, they're very well capable of change. And this is an opportunity to give some hosts, a second chance if they actually did violate the terms of service. So in this case, I don't know if Alexandra even really truly violated terms of service from what I've heard. But I can tell you that if I was in your shoes, which I'm definitely not, looking at her case, she would be the one that I'd be like, you know what? If we told her, don't do that ever again, she would never do that ever again. That's the kind of host that you want. And she's always been the biggest advocate for Airbnb. She's so proud of the work that she does. And she'll continue to be proud of that work that she does. She is part of your community, even though she's not there anymore. So I'm asking for a friend.